सबसे पहले हम एजुकेशन की तारीफ जानेंगे, उसके क्या मतलब है। व्हाट इज़ एजुकेशन? द प्रोसेस ऑफ फैसिलिटेटिंग लर्निंग और acquiring knowledge or skills is called education. There are different methods to get education. Some essential methods to get education are teaching, training, studying and research. अब इसकी आती हैं 3 किस्में। सबसे पहले formal education. To get the education, students have to show phone आ गई यार। To get the education, students have to show presence in the class. If students fail to show presence in the class, they will not take exams. As a result, they will fail in the formal education. It is a structured and symmetric form of learning. It is one of the most important form of 3 types of education. To provide formal education, we require trained teachers. These trained teachers deliver certain standard of the students' school. Schools, colleges, and universities are providing this education to the students. Certain organizations provides this education in the country. Formal education is classroom based. Teachers are using textbook and other materials to deliver education. Before delivering the education, teachers have to get the necessary training. After completing the necessary training, the organizations issue likeness to the teachers for teaching. To get this education, students have to show presence in the class. If students fail to show presence in the class, they will not take exams. As a result, they will fail. In the formal education system, teachers also try to involve the parents in the teaching learning process. They share the progress of the students with their parents. Levels of formal education. Different students have different abilities to understand information. Based on their abilities, we divided levels of this education into 4 categories. Of the 3 types of education, only this education has different levels of education. अब हम इसकी एग्जांपल पढ़ते हैं। एग्जांपल्स ऑफ फॉर्मल एजुकेशन. देयर आर वेरियस examples of the education. Here we will discuss the most important examples of formal education. Learning something in the classroom is the best examples of this education. School certificates are included in this education. College and university degrees are also examples of this education. Now informal education, जो कि education की दूसरी किस्म है. Informal education is an essential type of education in which we get an education outside of the structured curriculum. To get in information education, students don't need to follow the structures and levels of formal education. It is a natural and spontaneous way to get an education. In informal education, students get an education from their experiences. While getting an informal education, students visit places like libraries and museums rather than traditional schools. Informal education allows students to learn important information about their subjects. It is a discussion based education. It covers the distance between classroom education and life outside the classroom. Examples of informal education. There are various examples of informal education. The most important examples of informal education are given below. Teaching some basic concepts to the child at home is an example of informal education. If a child is learning his mother tongue, he is also getting informal education. If you are learning something from life experiences, you are getting informal education. Now, third
मिलते हैं इंशाल्लाह नेक्स्ट